Hello and good evening. We're going to be doing superheroes again. We've been doing it all weekend and we're going to continue now. We're going to pick up where we left off. Unlike the normal show, we don't do a quick competition to start. We're going to jump right into it. Hello Sinclair, welcome back. I hope some of you from this morning are back. If not, I welcome the new people here and we'll see where we're going. Hey Steve, how's it going? And, oh, I got to tweak my window here. It's in the wrong place. There we go. Make this a little bit bigger so we have a little bit more space for the other stuff. Okay, so we should be good to go. Check the comments. Do I already do things? Hey. Yeah, alright. So where we stood is when we left this morning we were ranked around 360 and we dropped a bit because a lot more people joined. But that's okay. We're going to work on it, and the people at the top are getting quite good now. And we have to compete with this. We have a bit of housework to do first, and use previous selected file. There we go. And then one thing we have to do is we have to update our state on the turn, because not everything is tracked by the program. There's two things that, well, there's one thing we first have is when we buy an item. That's the biggest one, is that we have to deduct the gold before our second hero makes a choice, because they're going to make sure it doesn't waste that gold. We have to track which item they bought, because the game only says how many items. That means you have no idea what items the opponent has, it appears. We also have to track the cooldown for skills, because right now our Hulk bot just continually spams his shield, which actually wastes turns. It's not a problem if you use it all the time, but it wastes turns. And I'm contemplating actually not just putting, maybe just putting the skill directly on the people, on the cooldown directly on it. And then every turn we just increment it back up. And that's probably the easiest way to do that. Let's do the gold one first, because it's easy to set up and we can see how we'll do this. We have a state, and so far the state has been completely, or let's actually just take a look at one of the games. Let's look at one we've won. To see where we're at, basically. So we've won that one there. Let's go look at the one we've won. Take a look at what we do. Going twice as fast, that's okay. So that's our Hulk bot there, and he kind of jitters, which is a bit weird. And I think that's because he's trying to spam his skill too much. So against this person, really good. And when he goes down too low, he goes and tries to collect some money, which may not be a wise idea because it ends up getting him killed. Because he can only do so much, and he tries to run away, and he has health again. And he still doesn't avoid the enemy towers, so it's kind of silly. And we're not focusing on points still. He's supposed to be getting us points, but he walks in and gets himself hurt too much. So I'm really not sure how good Hulk is in this thing. Iron Man means to keep himself relatively. He's not entirely safe. He tends to walk in and out when he's at the tower rather than just keeping his distance, so we're going to have to fix that as well. Alright, but let's go to the first thing. So we have the state. And you notice our state has no functions because we have a state input that reads everything in. Now we're going to do one thing. We're going to apply the turn to the state. Because this actually needs to go through and apply it. So pub function apply turn. And we're not going to apply the turn completely. We're going to partially apply it. And I'm just going to leave the name as is and itself. And this is going to be a turn and turn. And we'll have to match the turn type. Turn.what. And somehow I got that wrong. Turn. Okay, yeah, it's because it's just that thing. I forgot it's just that thing. And what I might do is I might just quickly copy and paste this thing here to get us all the formats we need. So if we have a weight, there's nothing to apply. We're just going to keep it there, though, just so we know we covered it, so we don't have to cover other ones. And again, said move, we're not going to apply. Attack, we're not going to apply. Attack nearest, not going to apply. Move attack, we're not going to apply. We're going to apply skill on that. Skill target, maybe we should apply. Yes, the skill we have to apply somehow. I'm not entirely clear on how to do this because we have to track the skill somehow, but let's just remove it for now. The key one here is we want to track by. And we have to know for which player this is. hero, and this will be an and mut. unit, I guess. Why is it marking these all as red? Oh yeah, sorry, that was silly. Match turn. Oh, not this crap again. There we go. I think that's doing a copy of it though, so who knows where this one's coming from. So the one I used is the buy, and a couple things have to happen with buy is, hello edA-qa. Yellow was fine too. We understood yellow to mean hello. So what do we have to apply here? And this is where it gets weird, because I want to apply the heroes have skills, but the strategy shouldn't know it. The strategy is supposed to be immutable, but the state has to be mutable, so the players have to know what state they have, which means the skills have to have a cooldown. So I don't know how to do the mapping. You're quite right. I was assuming you said yellow. I don't know what yellow means. I was thinking, why would he say yellow? It's like, no, I've got white and green. If I'm anything like my bots, though, that's absolutely correct. We're not, that smart around here. All right, buy. What do we want to buy? We're buying a named item. So we're going to have something that finds the item, which we haven't done yet. Where are the items? Items. Item type. Item. There's an item. Items don't even have types, it appears. We got rid of that, so let's just remove that. And the state has items. So let's go through the items. Let's find the item. We'll just do public find item. Find item. And mono game. No, we're playing Rust on coding game. Playing Battles of the Galaxy. Now this find item is going to be annoying because we already have this issue with Rust, and it's one of the ones we're going to see is that we have immutable reference to self, and it might be hard to take another one. It's just going to be a pain in the ass, but okay. Name is a string or something or other. Maybe a ref to a string, I don't know. And this is going to give us an item. It's going to give us an option item. You're so confused. What are you confused about, edA-qa? This is Rust, our language, and this is the bot programming. So this is our bot here. We can play him again. We're programming superheroes in this competition to compete and smash each other and beat stuff up. I can go full screen for a second so you can see me smash the silly AI up. Or do we get beaten this one? I don't remember. So we're these red guys, and you see Hulk's doing the Hulk dance there. He smashes thing, and Iron Man shoots stuff. And these are our little guys that help a bit. And those are the enemies. And there's a tower. If we can smash a tower, great. That never appears to happen. Usually we just die or we get more hit points. So, or the person who kills the most, this number here, wins. And so this guy is clearly beating us. And we're doing poorly, even though we had the same hero. So we should watch what he does and copy what he does. And we're programming this in Rust. We've been doing it for a few days now. And so right now what I'm trying to do is we have the state. I'm trying to update the state because when we take a turn... so Sinclair, no. I put pub on everything I want pub, and the default appears to be not pub. And so this is going to be a function that looks up an item by name. So far we haven't cared about performance. It's not an issue yet because we're not... We hit this in the previous code that anything that had permutation screwed us up because we're compiling in debug mode for Rust and there's nothing we can do about that. Since this is all basically an expert system, a little bit of heuristics, then we're going to have to... I don't think we have to worry about performance at all. edA-qa, I've never heard of Rust. I develop in Unity and Unreal mainly, sometimes CryEngine. So, yeah, if you were developing like a real game... I wouldn't. I'm gonna reserve my opinion on Rust. There are some excellent streams for people developing game-like stuff in Rust. If you keep watching this stream, you'll find my very mixed opinion about this language and the environment. And so for AIs and stuff, so far it's proved less beneficial than beneficial, this language. And I honestly actually wouldn't choose it for doing a game, but for systems level stuff, apparently it's good, but I haven't got there yet. That's why we keep trying this. I want to see how it works. And that's why we've totally over-engineered our code for this paddle. We're totally over-engineered. We're like going to like maintainable, super long future code, although it's just a competition, but we're trying to learn how to use the language and structure it rightly and show how you might actually write an AI for a game. This might not be the right way though. Okay, so we're going to look for the items. So for item in and self.items, although we already have a reference, so I have no idea how that works. If item.name equals name, we're going to return some item. It's already a reference because of this reference, but I don't know why I had to put this reference here because it's already a reference up here, so I'm still unclear on some things. Otherwise we return none. And we're going to, of course, mismatch types, and let's just say this is string and just not care about it. So what we want to do is we want to buy the item. So the first thing we have to do is, I'd like to break this out. Yeah, let's put a different function by item. And mut self, hero, and mut unit. And now we're going to give it an item as well. And item is an and item. We don't need the actual reference to an and item. So we're going to say if let some go for it. Talk about whatever you want. This is, like I say, we're quite far into the competition right now, and so Rust is quite different. And if you have questions, feel free to ask, or just talk about other crap. That's fine. Let some item equals self.find item, and we want to give it a name. If we've actually found the item, in total, I think, yeah. I've split it into 4 segments, but I've been on quite a while. Not today, though. I just started about 30 minutes or 10 minutes ago, and this morning I was on for 2.5 hours. Yesterday I was on quite a bit longer. Self.buyItem. And we have a hero and an item. Alright, so we buy that. Otherwise, we're going to write an error out that we're doing something you can't do. Attempt to buy invalid item. And this is just a note to us. I don't think we should do this, and it's probably an error in the code. So we have a unit, and we have gold, and we're going to assume it's our player buying the gold, so we're going to do self. Alright, Daza, just come back. So we're not going to say, tomorrow's a new leg. They said they might nerf some op skills heroes. Do I have some strategy, or am I just going to write about every spell and then try to... That was actually my approach. I was just trying to make it so we can quickly just try random shit, yeah? I don't know what's going to work the best. I'm just setting this up so I can randomly quickly change things, and that's going to be my goal. Just change minimal things and build little strategies from it, and just see what happens, kind of. And so I'm not going to pick... I might not do all of them, but I'll pick the ones. We'll stick with Hulk for now. We'll see what happens tomorrow with the nerfing. I don't know what the nerf's going to be. I don't know which one's going to be good or bad, so I'm just going to go with it anyways. Self.us.gold minus equals item dot cost. So this will reduce the gold that amount, and we're going to have to add this to our hero as well, but I'm going to just compile it first to make sure it's working. And this is the most useless thing. And oh, come on, not again. And we're going to give it a reference to a name or something. Fist wine, yeah, it's quite possible it's on quite early. Depends what time zone you're in. That would probably mean you were on... Are you East Coast America? I've come back on, though, Fist wine, so I've not been on all day. Yeah. Hulk and Valkyrie is the best combo, at least it's... Okay, so we're going to stick with Hulk. So Rekka says Hulk plus Valkyrie. I'm not using Hulk very well, though. I'm not protecting him well enough. And point to name, I just don't know. Alright, Daz, you go do your one thing. Found item. Okay, we found an item. Hello, Sasha. Glad you could join us. Let's build this thing. Oh, we don't need to format that. We just need to do nothing there. Oh no, we have 14 new problems. I love fixing problems. You get more out of it. Cannot move it to borrow. Oh, this is this crap here. No, come on. Borrowed. Good, Daza. Then you have, you know, I can have your full and undivided attention now, right? You're just going to watch. You're not going to turn away and do anything else now on us. You're just going to sit here and watch us. That's correct. Mismatched types. Oh god, this is so... Let's find an item by Ann Stir, maybe. I don't know, it's just... Hello, dead beef. You cannot borrow self as amino... Ah, this sucks. Alright, so I've hit one of these problems in Rust that pisses me off about the language. I have a function that's taking immutable self, and I want to call another function that takes immutable self, but it doesn't let me do that because I can't borrow it more than once. And it's because find item borrows myself, and this is where it's just like, stupid language. Sorry, I mean, wonderful language with some really annoying aspects to it. And what the sad thing is I can probably do this in here. I can probably move the whole thing down here. Fizzwine, we're making superhero robots that fight and superheroes, and these are our guys here, Hulk and Iron Man, and we kill other superheroes. Or, more often than not, we get killed by other superheroes. The distinction is quite important. And so we're not dead last in this rank. We went through a few ranks, and so these are mainly new people coming on that go behind us, and we're just going to have to keep pushing our way up. Daza, have a little bit more faith in me. I mean, come on. I have an idea of what I'm doing. Let's say that. Okay, so buy. I want to do self.buy item... hero, and I can't do an item. It's going to have to be a name again, some sort of just a name of some kind. Okay, so I want to buy it. I want to find some items. Self-defined item by item name, name. If we have it, then we're going to buy it. Otherwise, we're just going to print an error. Item.cost. Yes, it's a language called Rust. I hope you're not here to watch, you know, us play a game called Rust. No, I'm not doing this in Leaf. This is not Leaf. This is Rust. I'm doing this to help me figure out what I have to do in Leaf, and some of the stuff I complain about here will not make it to Leaf. Cannot assign. God. I have no idea about the game. I only found out about the game because it shares the name with this language. I have no idea what the game is, to be honest. Okay, so we have this self.us goal, and we have this borrowing problem again. And But if you guys want to watch Leaf, I'll be doing it some more. I'm working on SDL right now, and I'm going to do a bit more Leaf stuff in the future. I just want to get this competition out of the way. I was supposed to be doing Leaf this weekend, but I want to get the competition out of the way. And oh, you guys chat that out. But now I'm trying to figure out why I can't do this. Cannot assign to self because it is borrowed. That's like the stupidest thing I know in the world. Finds here. Oh, this is so annoying. Oh. I'm tempted to code in C++. I don't have these problems in it. But I'm trying to learn Rust. And I'm trying to figure out whatever paradigm it is they want you to program in, and that's what I've not figured out yet. It's not an object-oriented programming, it's not functional programming, it's some weird mixture in between, and I can't figure out, as you see, I can't quite figure out how to use it. How can I do this? How can I find the item? This is, or I don't know, it's like, find item, it doesn't need a mut self, it just needs a self, and it has the same lifetime. And it's probably just worse for it. And it's borrowed. And I really don't know how to do this. I need somebody who knows Rust to actually tell me how I'm supposed to do this right now. This is like really aggravating. I want to look, I have a function called find item, and I found the item, but because I borrowed myself, so if anybody's not knowing Rust, borrowing means you've aliased yourself somehow. And the moment you have an alias, it basically means you're screwed. You can't do anything anymore. And I just don't know how to do this. How can I do that? In one of our previous competitions, the truck competition, the Great Dispatch, we just use indexes everywhere. So instead of writing clean code, we just use an index into every array and never take any references whatsoever. It was kind of ugly. And I'm trying to avoid that now, so I'm looking now, how can I do this? I have a state that has items in it, and I want to look up, because I'm trying to learn Rust here. The purpose of this stream isn't necessarily to make superhero robots. The purpose of the stream is so that I can actually learn Rust, and we're having a bit of fun in coding game doing it, and we want to challenge. Yeah, we want to challenge. It's because of my language Leaf. Rust has a few concepts I do like, despite all the whining I do about the language. There are some things I like from the language, and I'm trying to learn how to use them and learn their paradigms so that I can adapt it to my own language. And I want to make sure I don't miss anything, right? I don't want to make the same mistakes that other languages do, so I keep looking at them. And this is one of the ones that's been popular lately, so I started learning it. Except this is one of these, and this is one of these fundamental blocks I've hit. I just don't know how to do this structure right here. I don't know how to take, in any other language, this is the only language I know where I can't do what I'm doing right now. In C, C++, Java, C#, PHP, whatever you want, the little structure I'm trying to do right now, where you create a member function that can modify its own self, is trivial. And so I'm getting blocked on this right now. And I just don't know how we're supposed to do this. How can I do this? Why is it borrowed? I want to break the borrowing. It shares the same lifetime. That's supposed to be fine. This is where we need our Rust watchers. Somebody can tell us how to fix this, because this is just blocked me in the way. I don't want to. How can I do this? Turns a reference to an item. Well, the compiler output is just this. You can see it again. We can't borrow. So this find item, it borrows from self. And then you can't modify self because you've already borrowed from self. And that, I don't know what to do about that. I need a way to minus the item cost from us, and I don't know why it's, I don't know. I'm just thinking of how I can structure this. This is not the way I wanted to start this evening, getting stuck in a compiler error, or language XState in this case. How can I even structure this differently? I buy an item on the self. I want to mutify self, and I have the lifetime. I don't know. I don't know how to do this. It shares the lifetime, so you can return that. Why is that not enough? Why is it not enough for it to know that its lifetime is shared? Yeah, I'm just showing. I just don't know what to do here. How can I call a function on myself and actually modify myself at the same time? It's the exact same problem we've had in the other games, and we've tried to avoid it a lot, and we've completely written code around it, but now I'm really in a situation I see no option here. I see no option for how to modify this. I have to do this. I have to be able to find this item. Well, that's the whole purpose of this turn. This is why we have this turn structure, to do exactly that. But I can't assign the item here and return it because that's going to have the same lifetime as self. Yeah, I could destruct. I could take a copy of it. And right, I'm going to do that for now. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to do the horrible approach. Again, since we're not concerned about efficiency yet, and self name stir, we're going to return an item. Oh, an optional item. Still should be option. But this is not clean code. This is bad. Yeah, Steve, I could do that. Should we try that first? Oh man, that's like super ugly. Let cost equal 0i32. Turn self.us.gold minus equals cost. That apparently works. Yeah, I was going to clone it. That's the other option, is just clone the whole thing. But this has to return. And I'll avoid the cloning for now, but I don't consider this clean code. I don't like this setup. It's a needless copying here. And fortunately, because we have this other horrible thing we have to do right now, we have to add that item to the player, and so we're going to be adding it by name. So every turn the player has items, they're going to have to look up the items, and it's one aspect of Rust we're not getting into yet, this weird ref system that maybe you can have ref items somehow, like a shared item, and I'm just going to avoid it for now. But the hero has to have a list of items, so let's go over to player. And what I mean is now this player is going to kind of suck, because the player has to have items, and it's going to be a vec of string, not a vec of item. Well, screw it. Let's just clone it. I can't deal with that. What do you mean? Oh yeah. Thanks. Okay, so we're just going to clone the whole thing. Since I have to clone it anyways, let's take. Oh, come on. What do I do is I want to take the clone. I want to take the clone of it. So we had that little macro somewhere. Where do we put that macro? On Wimpy? I want this macro. Are macro rules global, or they're limited to one file? Let's find out. Everybody knows that macro rules across crate. Crate, well, crate or alright, so let's try that. I want to put these in lib somewhere here. There must be some way to do this. I didn't complain about it missing, so we're going to do an o-try on there. Let item equal o-try. Self.find item by name. This is because we can't use the question syntax on coding game because it's too old. And well, that returns a result. Otherwise, what do we want to return then instead? Return none, return some v. I don't know, it should be an error otherwise. Well, screw it. Let's just do it the other way. Let's just simplify this. Let's just panic for now. We shouldn't be buying items that don't exist. Find an item, unwrap it, and clone it. There we go. That's what we're going to do. That simplifies everything. We'll just rely on the item.cost, hero.items, push item. And that's why we needed the clone. This is why we need the clone, is because I actually want the heroes to have the items, and I have no desire to figure out how to actually have shared stuff in Rust at this time. It's something I look up online. And player.oh, it needs to be a unit that has items. Ah, no, it's even worse. There's stupid state. So we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to say hero items. And this is going to have to be a vec item too long. Now it's probably going to complain about something. Hero items. And we have to know what hero it is. We need to know an index. The state of the system is really strange. I need to know, each hero needs to have a unique index, and this is really getting annoying. We'll just say it's an index I32. Well, it's going to be a use-size index. Hero items hero, and so this one up here is going to be an index as well. Use size of primitive doesn't have fields. Hero items. What? Hello. Oh yeah, self.us.hero items. Mismatch types, pushed item. What's wrong with that? State item and items. There's a vec of item. Why can't it accept that? Why can't it take my item? This is a vector of items. And this should be an item. Let's see if cargo gives a better error message. Expected state item found reference. Fine, just take the item. I don't know. Yeah, the unused stuff I'm fine with. What's my error? Cannot move. It's not borrowed. Why is it borrowed here? No, there's no borrowing happening here. Yeah, but cost is an I-32. It takes a clone of it. Because it's saying I can't assign to self.us.gold. This one, it's a real struggle to get this working correctly. I haven't borrowed here, like, and I mean the borrowing might be okay, but it really seems like the compiler detects things that aren't there sometimes. Because right here, I haven't borrowed it. It's gone. I've unwrapped it. The reference to the self is gone after this clone. There should be no more reference there. It's done a clone of that item. And mismatched types. I don't care what it is. I want to return a, and this is an item. I don't know what you've determined the type to be, but that's an item. And this is an item. I don't know, it points to the clone. Expected that found item. Why can't this return a value? Well, I want a return statement. I don't want this. I'm trying to get the borrowing out. Cannot move out of borrowed content. I'm not trying to move out. This is getting frustrating. If I can't figure out how to buy a damn item, I'm just going to give up on it. How do I clone an item? I unwrap it, and then I call clone on it, and I still have this reference to it. What do I have a reference to? Give me an item. Just tell me something. Unwrap. Gives me an item with the same lifetime, and I want to kill that. This is I just don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm really sorry, but I absolutely fundamentally need to do this. I have to be able to do this. But I just don't know how to do it. Well, let's look up ref stuff and ref cell. Because I'm giving up on this. I'm giving up on the borrowing. Let's figure out the ugly way, Rust. Okay, we'll try that first. Well, that looks better. Alright, we can fix that. Item. We're going to stick a clone on here. We never meant to stick a clone on here. Well, surprisingly that works. I probably don't need these then. I still don't like that I have to copy this. Okay, but that seems to work, and that kills the reference. Okay, so at least we get further here. Good. Now I can go back to being happy. We can actually work on the strategy again. So the hero has an item, and that's where he has to buy it. And so now we also have to do sell item as well. Hero name. And again, we're already passing these items by name for this exact reason that we don't know how to pass them by reference, so we passed everything by name. And that's because it's the ID of the thing. So sell item and mut self hero use size. And we can't pass a reference to the hero either. We're going to pass a index. So there's lots of things we can't do the way we want. And so here we have this item here, self.us.gold. I think we get half the value back. Let me confirm that again. Cost divided by 2. Let's confirm that we get half of it back again. Sell. All right, so we get half back. Now we have to figure out how to get rid of this hero. Huh, wonderful. For I in 0.self.us.hero items. Hero. If self.us.hero, we do .len. And this is the type of stuff we did in the Great Dispatch to get around cloning stuff here. Times hero dot name equals name. Self.us.hero items hero. Hero items I, it's supposed to be remove I. Break. Okay. Ugly, but okay. So this is going to find it, remove it, add the cost back, and remove it from us. And so we'll have less of that item. So now we can actually track items. So now we can't both buy at the same time. The next one we want to do is the cooldown stuff, and this is a bit of an issue. How do we do cooldowns? And I got to think of the structure first. That we don't. What we have a problem with is in the entry here in the main. We have these strategies and we have these heroes, but we have to modify the state somehow, and so these have to be associated with an ID somehow still. And so the user skills, so the ID skills still have to be there. But the heroes and count have to know the IDs, and heroes I have a feeling these have to know the ID as well. We're going to know the hero ID as well on these things. Strategies and init is going to have to know that. Strat wimpy. This is going to have a hero ID as well. Hero index and hero ID. And we get hero ID for hero index is the first thing we get. And hero index just becomes hero index, hero ID becomes -1. And we're going to have to duplicate this in all of them. And again, it's not something we know how to do in Rust. This is this duplication on all these strategies because it doesn't have inheritance as composition, and composition is just going to add more code than just copying this stuff, which is unfortunate. So let's find hero here. This is a lot of stuff to change though. Get hero ID. Our heroes get hero ID. This is not JavaScript, this is Rust. You know, I'm thinking about this. What should we actually do here? This should actually be... I want to simplify. No, I just want to simplify this. I just want to return the hero index. Because this is too much stuff to track. We shouldn't have to have two IDs here. I'm going to have to say... Ah, man, I'm thinking about this. We're going to give it the hero here. Hero is going to be an I32. Or a use size. Here's going to be a use size. This is going to be for all of them. We're going to have to just deal with this. And this is going to be hero here. And we'll have to change this on strat cowardly as well. Alright, open strat cowardly. Here's going to be use size. So I have to change an index. These things actually have to know. Don't worry about interrupting. Everybody else interrupts. That's not a problem. You need to distract me from my frustration. So, so we're getting frustrated with some of the stuff. We're not off to a good start right now. Okay, and then we also have smash. Smash strategy we're going to tick as well. Interrupting is encouraged, Fizzwine. That's very good. Especially if you know something about Rust. If you know anything about Rust, please feel interrupt and fix what we're doing. Or what I'm doing. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so let's go to entry point. And so this is going to have to be hero 0, and this is going to have to be hero 1. Gonna have to be a U32 though, or something like that. Sure, I can't promise I'll remember how to say your name, Fizz. Or you F swine. I'll just keep making up names. You can tell me how. That girl network, you don't know. Yeah, well, you know, we feel that way right now too when we try to fix stuff in Rust. We don't know. We get stuck in little loops. And instead of watching cool superheroes fight each other, we fight with borrowing rules. Okay, swine. We'll go with swine then. We had to keep my language viewer appropriate, so... Swine. You know, I always think that these little names over here, like, as part of your avatar, you should be able to have a little pop-up that gives, like, what your preferred pronunciation of the name is, so otherwise I'll just guess. Guessing is a lot of fun, though. That girl network, if you can make, if they accept basic, go for it. See if you can put a bot in here and make it do it. And look, our relative rank keeps improving only because more and more people get added to the competition. Not because we're getting any better, because we haven't submitted new code in a while. So we have these indexes here. We have the index. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, I got lost in what I was doing. Okay, we have this box, Wimpy, and we're going to have a lot of errors here now. Entry. Why is it marking everything wrong? And we're not even going to init the heroes anymore. Screw it. We're not going to init heroes. We don't need to. Yeah, quick basic might be limited, but there might be some other type of language accepted there. It's like basic. So burn. It would have to be an iter-mutable, and I forget how to do that. We need an iter-mut with enumerate. I know we've done it before. So we need to iterate immutably over that, but I don't know, since I'm removing for it, I don't know if we can, because what I'm trying to do is remove one from the array I'm iterating, so I'm just sticking with the indexes so I don't run into more borrowing, because my mind basically went away with trying to borrow up here, so the indexes seem to be all my fallback for avoiding the borrowing. But if you can get the syntax for this that works without the loop here, that would be great. But I'm just going to stick with that for now. And I'm going to figure out what the mismatched type is. Wimpy. Why is that an unmatched type? Oh, it's a use size. Yeah, okay. Use size. Oh yeah, the find item itself? Actually, I didn't actually think about that much. I've been wanting to duck away for these things. We don't actually have a problem there, though, do we? For loop? Okay, fine. Let's get back to it. If this all works, let's actually go and do some of that stuff and fix it up. After I fix up what I have right now, because I gotta get this hero done. Get hero. So we need to get hero by index. So we have to mess with state now. When it does the first state, we need to do state. The state has to be here, heroes, and these are going to have to be IDs, unfortunately. Use size 2. And maybe I should put this in player. And these are IDs of the hero, unit IDs. Unit IDs of the heroes. Oh, this is highlighted because I have this hero up here, it didn't close. There's multiple reasons, not just borrowing. I can't refer to the items here either because the units are dynamic in reading. And what we have to do here is after we've initialized it, return. Return is going to have to deal with this. So I'm getting a bit confused here. So the heroes have IDs here. That's correct. I wonder if they're always created in order or not. Girl Network, yeah, I mean, what game are you working on? I guess not superheroes. Is it a quick basic game? Get hero. What was his first state? So I'm going to modify state. My get hero has to change. Where was get hero? That was player then. Get hero is no longer an ID. It's taking an index. Use size. Index. Find unit ID. Heroes index. That's better. Okay, cannot find heroes in the scope. Self.heroes. And we know there's an E in there. We went over this morning, but I'm just leaving it without. Well, I'm going to do it this way. Hero IDs, just to make it very clear. Then I don't have to worry about the ID. There we go. What is RMMV? I don't know what RMMV is. We return the hero. We get the hero. We return the hero. Hero IDs. Yeah, the game bar I got. I just didn't know the RMMV. Alright, so we have a hero. Hero IDs. Well, actually, no. This is an I32. The hero IDs are not a use size. And we don't need this init anymore. RPG Maker. RPGs are fun to make. I've made some RPGs before. A long time ago. I haven't done any since then. Alright, let's just do this. We're going to copy that over right now and see what it is. We're on state. us.hero items. Hero.iter.position item of item name equals name on wrap. Index. Remove index. Thank you very much. Burn. Hey, and it compiled the first time. I wonder if there's a function. Is there a function to actually just do this internally, like have a bool here that actually removes, like a filter or something, that we can just remove it based on this function instead of calling remove? So like a filter function maybe? And we could check this. Vec. I'm going to look at my Zeal docs. Rust, Vec. No, we want a vec. A vec. Let's run a normal vec. This is not what I wanted, Rust. Alright, Zeal, you're not helping me. Zeal docs are not helping me. Right, let's check here. So, well, a girl there, I can certainly do music and JavaScript, but I'm busy now. It's experimental. Okay, so that solves that. So that's, if it's experimental, I don't need to look, because that's what it is. Remove item would be the one. Okay, then we do that. Experimental. Now, where am I now, though? Self.hero, get alt hero. Okay, get alt hero also needs to have get alt hero. This is going to be an index use size. I do JavaScript coding on Mondays and Wednesdays as well. Commissions? I don't actually do any commissions. I mean, I just do my coding for my language and this stuff now. Unit ID equals self.hero IDs index. There we go. Init. There, we don't need this init anymore. But we're missing something. We have to set something up still. After we've done this one, we're going to do this. We're going to do we're going to do the first again. If first equals false, state dot first round. State doesn't actually know it's the first round, so let's go over to state and do a state that has a first round. Public function first round and itself. And how are we going to do this? How do we know which our two indexes are? This is getting more complicated the way this first round. I'm going to have to give it the names. I don't think I have a choice here. Hero names. I'm going to have to give it hero names so I can know which ones are the ones we have. And itself, hero names. Because there's no other way to look these up, and this is a reference to a and stir2 or something. But yeah, in our last code for Life, we actually went through and replaced all of my for loops with iter. And I just can't do the syntax off the top of my head, so I keep reverting to a for loop, but iter will be, we can replace all those as we get time. Hero names, give it a copy of hero names. Alright, so if this is a vector, and this takes vector names, what do we want to take here? So the neural network, basically I'm way too busy in my current projects. I have to stop doing new things, so yeah. I'm really not looking to do anything more right now other than play Superbots and work on my programming language. Right, we're just going to make this a vec and vec I don't know what's inside this vector. Hero names. It's a vector of something. Mismatch types. Yeah, you know, we tend to be like that. This is a vector of strings, or what is this? What is this? What do I need here? Mismatch types. Where's the mismatch type? Hero names is a vector string. Well, I don't want to read a whole book on Rust. We've been going through all the docs and stuff. I did a lot of it. I'm fighting with something right now. I have this vec of strings, and I want to pass it to another function, but I have no idea what type this is. This is not a vec of string, I think. Is this a vec of stir? What the hell is this a vector of? I need a pop-up help. I want to know what type this is. I just want to know what type this is. Is there any way to figure out what type hero names is? Because I want to pass it to a function. Yeah, Burn, I know that one, and we've been hit with that a lot. But in this case, I just want this. I just want to vector these names, so it's totally fine here. These are constant strings. It's a vec and stir, okay. That's where I got it. So it's a vec and stir. So we want an and vec and stir. No. So we want a reference to it. Aha! Okay, that lets us go. We got a vec and stir of hero names. Good. So I can move on with the actual logic I wanted to do. So for I in 0, and I'm doing it again because I want the indexes. Hero names.len self.us.hero IDs equals self.us.find ID unit. No, find what do I want to find? I want to find by name. I have to find by name. How do I do that? I have that in player. I must have find by name or something. Get hero ID. Get hero ID. State. Get hero ID. And this is taking a hero names I. Alright, so we get the hero name. Now, Burn, if you know how to do this loop, this is one I've been wondering about as well sometimes. This would also be an iter with some sort of index, I guess. Which is what you showed before. There's that command with the enumerate or something. Well, let's figure this one out. This is a hero names.enumerate. No. Iter dot. How do I get the index ends and the indexes? Index. Rust iterate with indexes. I know it's a command in there. Iter. We don't need an iter mut. I just want the index on it as well. Something I have to remember. Rust iterate with indexes. Not with Rust, this way. Thank you. Enumerate, that's what I want. Why did it not pop up here? I thought it was enumerate, but it wasn't popping up. This RLS plugin, as I said before, the RLS plugin, you can't rely on it. You really enumerate, and then we have how do I pass that to a callback now? How do I get it into this? I need this. Index, comma, name. I need that thing. Spurn, I am making a map, but I'm mapping into an existing structure. So I already have this hero IDs thing. I have the hero ID structure, and I need to map into it. So I'm not making a new map, so I don't think I can call map. Maybe I can call map. I just want to iterate over them, get the index of the value, and obviously it's not correct, but you can see the structure here. This is what I want. Or does iterate actually enumerate? Is there more examples over here? Burn, yes, because it's a fixed size array. It's not actually a dynamic vector. Right, we're just hoping we're just hoping these two sizes line up, but hero IDs is actually a vector of length 2, so we can't assign directly, I think. So we can't just like create a map of the thing. Right, so these are fixed length items, so 2, 2. And this is supposed to be hero count. Const hero. I don't know where it's defined. So I saw we did this before, I thought. There must be another example with enumerate. So like a for each. But you see what I want to do, right? I want to do like a... I want to do the iter. I want to... How do I call the function on each item? Or do I still have to do a for loop? Unclosed delimiter somewhere. Somewhere here's an unclosed right there. But now if we look at these two bits of code, And I'm going to be critical about this here. Let's give them the same name as well. Index. We don't actually save anything down here. It ends up being whatever we gain here, we lose here. So I'm not entirely certain if this syntax is any better, because this syntax has a built-in enumeration, so I honestly don't know. If this is the preferred syntax, we can go with that, but I don't actually see a strong advantage to it. Alright, so I think we set this up. Now if I... Alright, so this convention, we can stick with the convention though, because I know in other places it's been more helpful to do this. But maybe this is just the one case where it's not. Variable does not need to be immutable. That's fine, get rid of that. Hero IDs, I don't think we use hero IDs anymore. Aha, we do. State.us.heroIDs, I don't need that. Those ones are all fine. Our tower we don't use. Their tower. We want to store some of it in different places. So this type of stuff, the redundancy we're having trouble with here, but we're going to have to just create things for it. Okay, what do I want to do now? I want to make sure this stuff is still working. Alright, let's see if we've broken the script somehow. All I did is changed who does what, or who's storing the indexes, and I'm going to close this dashboard because it's probably running the video in the background. And so I was just trying to simplify the strat. This whole little bit I've done for the last hour is just to try and simplify who keeps track of the strategies and the hero IDs. And it appears it still works. We're going to see when Hulk dies if it still works. I don't know if it's wise for Hulk to attack the Groots, but... And he's not using a strategy here. Okay, so that was the first bit of it. Yay. Now we have the second bit. We have the skills. The skills have a cooldown, and that's what Hulk is doing right now. We have the problem that Hulk is not waiting for his cooldown. So we have to do that in players, or state. Where's state again? When we do this skill target, we somehow have to mark it as having a cooldown. Oh man, and we have to actually have the skill as well. This is painful here to do, because we can't have references to the skills. We have a name. So what I need to do is I need to store somewhere the fact that the hero has used his skill and it has to have a cooldown. And we only have a name here, but we have no place to look up skills. We have the skill thing. Well, we can look one up by name, why not? From name. Let's just say get. Name is probably a string. Doesn't matter, it can be an answer. Matchster. No, it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to give us the wrong thing again. And we're going to map all these names here. I don't know how to do statics on this stuff. whatever. We'll just worry about this fireball. Fireball. And we can find a better way to do this later. We should probably just have a map of the skills instead. I've not done a map yet in Rust. New such skill. Start. Or name, sorry. Let's take Q. Now, but we don't have an index for these names, these skills. How can I map this all together? The structure of the game is getting kind of... How can I map the fact that he's used the explosive shield? Fine, whatever. Skill. We might have to change the way we map the skills. Because right now we pass the skills in as is. How can I do this? I'm just thinking, this is terrible. I don't know how to do this. Sorry, I'm really thinking. I don't know the correct data structure here. Our strategies need to know. Maybe the way we pass it to the strategies is wrong. We need a descriptor of the hero, I think. Right, this is not going to work. This is not going to work this way. Okay, we're going to have to do it a different way. We're going to have to create hero descriptor, so this means even more work. Hero descriptor, and they have a name which is a string. Hero descriptor, and these are supposed to be hero descriptors. It's hard to do correctly as opposed to just hacking it. And we're going to take all the stuff from skill. So skill we don't have anymore. Yeah, we don't even need this stuff. We don't even actually need the skill file anymore. We can just stick it in here. Skill, and we're going to delete skill. Why does it open not have a delete? That's kind of silly. Control 1. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm going to replace skill with the whole descriptor of the hero, because we need to have a structured way to look at these things. And so hero descriptor, we're going to have a public function pub. For example, Iron Man. And that's going to return self. We're going to have to return descriptors of these heroes. And we're just going to have to know what those things are. And so this is going to be a self. Name is Iron Man. And we should have done this a long time ago. And there's skills, pub skills, which is not a vector, it's a skill set of 3. So it's going to be 3 skills. It's not a vector. And we can actually make these things mutable, and this will simplify some things, I think. If we make the skills actually mutable now. And so the skills are, we're going to have a vector here. What did Iron Man have? Which one were Iron Man's? Blink, fireball, and burning. So we have skill, we're going to have the name. Now we have to encode all these things here. Name, blink, dot into mana cost 16, range is 200 F64, I guess. Mana cost is 16. Cast duration is 0.05. That's just, oh, so he doesn't go first. That's probably the only reason. So he doesn't go first. And cooldown is 3. What else did we put? That was all. We took the other ones off. Okay, that's all we need for that. So we have that. A nice YAML file will be good right here. Skill, name, and what was the other one? Burning. I thought I did burning. Burning. Skill burning. Alright, so this creates our Iron Man structure. Should have a comma at the end there. So we know everything about Iron Man. I don't have, so we can add more stuff later, but this is all we need to know about Iron Man. And we also have Hulk, so we need to add one for Hulk. Just to get up to here so we know we are. So we have a Hulk as well. And Hulk has charge, explosive, shield, and bash. So the only one we have up here is explosive shield. Something like this. So we need to charge. I'm not going to sure how we reference these things, but that'll be okay. Charge is 20. Duration is 0.05. Range, I don't know if it makes a difference. Range is some random value. Cooldown is 4. And we also have a bash, the scripting language. He knows how to script in a shell. Wonderful! Duration of this one, current round and next round. That's weird. So that's 2. No, cast duration. Duration. I actually don't know what these. We don't use these values yet anyway, so maybe we shouldn't even have them in there. It has a range of 150. We should probably just take them out because we don't use them. Cooldown is 10. So let's take out duration for now because we don't know what it is. And we don't use it. Take out this whole skill thing for implement skill. Don't use that. So we're just going to take out the stuff we don't use because it has an inconsistent meaning now. We can add it back later. Alright, so we're going to fix this up a bit here, and we go to entry now. OQ entry. And now we want hero descriptions. And this is going to be a vector of hero description Iron Man. Hero description. Okay, thanks. I change that as well. Hulk. Hulk. So we have a Hulk and an Iron Man in the hero descriptions. And we're just going to give these directly. We're going to screw the skill stuff and pass them directly into there. So hero descriptions 0. Hero descriptions 1. This is how we associate the strategy with it. We had a cowardly 1. Get rid of cowardly for now. And this will be hero description 0.name. Hero descriptions 1.name. And these are our hero descriptors. Descriptors, however you want to call it. It's not the right type, but that's okay. What's wrong up here? Yeah, that's wrong there. Wimpy. Wimpy's going to change a bit. Wimpy has a hero description of hero description. And range skill, range skill, range skill. Let's set that up here. Hero description, hero description. So we don't have to change the rest of the code. So is it going to take ownership of that hero description? Probably, yeah. It's probably not going to like that at all, because it's going to take an ownership. We can pass it a reference instead. EDT strat, Wimpy. I wonder if this is a wise idea. It's going to have a lifetime. Let's see if I know this lifetime stuff correctly. How do I give a lifetime to this? Like that? Hero description dot get, and what are we looking for? If this was Hulk, what was the name of it? The range skill. What is Wimpy is hero description. Blink fireball burning. Blink fireball burning. Blink fireball fireball burning. We'll abstract this later if we need to, and it doesn't have one of these. This is none. To be a reference to a skill. And so the hero description needs to have that lookup. Pub function get. Well, burn, I'm guessing this is the issue. Let me show you what the function is I have to write first. Then to understand why I'm doing it is because I'm giving a description. I'm giving a reference to hero description because I'm taking a copy of it, and that reference needs to persist inside this self here. And somehow it has to know that this reference persists in here, otherwise it's going to give me a borrowing error in here. That's what I understand. So get hero description, get skill. So let me write get skill first, then we can play around with the coding of it, see what happens. Get skill, because this is going to be the same thing, right? We're going to have and self name as an and stir of some kind, just say string. And this is going to be an option of -a skill. And we have this loop again. It's Sorry, I just can't remember the syntax of the stuff. For skill and... Well, we're going to find out. It's because of this thing here, I think, is a problem. For skill and self.skills. If skill.name equals name, returns some skill. None. Let's see what happens. All our compiled output problems. Keyword public. Oh wait, sorry. This is supposed to be in the implementation. Yep. We'll make the interesting stuff up here. Unresolved import skill, that's fine. This is Botters of the Galaxy. This is now using hero description, hero description. No item. Alright, let's change that first. That's what I wanted. Hero description. Self.skills.iter.find skill. Skill.name equals name. And that's an optional. That should be all we need. That's perfect. That's the type of syntax I'm looking for. Oh, these have to be functions. That's why I can't find the other one. Function. Now, what's this one again? Size. I always get this one wrong. What's it's complaining about here? I don't know what it's complaining about here. Let's move on to the other ones first. Mismatch types, Iron Man, dot into cooldown, skill, hero description. Well, it's just going to be star here. Everything from hero descriptor. Missing lifetime specifier. Yeah. Let's do A. Is that how this works? Okay, missing lifetime specifier. Why does this one need one as well? No, we're going to do S instead here. This doesn't conflict. Well, it said it was missing, and now it's complaining it's not defined. Make up your mind. Is it missing or undefined? Let's get back to that. Let's figure out what this means first. Well, yeah, so that should work. Use of undeclared lifetime name, S. It's complaining. I don't know what to do there. What's this here? Is the problem here? Box new, wimpy. I don't understand what the problem here is. Oh yeah, because we haven't modified wimpy yet. No, hero and hero description, that's correct. What about smash? Sure, it's going to take hero description as well. Fuck. I have the same thing here. It's going to have the same exact damn thing. I really want to get this working for once. Get skill. What do we call it? What was Hulk's explosive shield? And this is new. I don't get any of this stuff. Mismatched types, hero description. How can I do this? I want to share the hero description. Well, fuck it. I just won't. Simplify that. Just copy shit that I don't want to. You can just have the hero description. Hero description, you can just have that. And we'll figure out the lifetime markers, and hero description is going to have it's going to have to be clonable, as are the skills. Solve that nonsense that way. Don't like it this way, but I'm tired of tracking this stuff. New wimpy strats. Hero descriptions dot clone. We'll just have distinct objects. We'll pretend they're immutable. And what the hell is this? What's wrong with box wimpy here? Come on, what is the problem? So what I want to do is I want to do on this hero description, not in hero description, I want it on, say wimpy for example. This lifetime of skill has to last the same as hero description here. I don't know how to do that. So this we don't need. We don't need it on here, but this new doesn't need a lifetime because there's no lifetime here. But we need to match the lifetimes. I need to say this range skill is and you know what, again, fuck it, it's not actually worth it. Just do range skill. I can just call get every time. But no, I want to get this working. I have to learn how to do this. How do we actually get it? This range skill is a reference to something inside this hero description there. How can I actually do that? Of course, in the wrong edition of the book. Tell me about how to do it in structs. Okay, so we have a lifetime here. I'm getting tired of this. Okay, what do? I do hero skill, get fire. Nobody knows how to do that, do they? And then screw it. Yes, Burn, that's correct, but I need to revert to the skill. This hero description get skill returns a reference to something in hero description. So I need to bind this range skill somehow to this hero description. I need to say that these are the same. And I really want to figure this out now, because this is going to continue to piss me off until I actually figure this out. What do we say lifetime H here? Get rid of this here. Does that actually work? Doesn't like that at all. I don't know what that is. Just don't know what that is. Expected type H. I don't know where the lifetime goes here. Their docs and structure lifetime aren't very good. Rust struct life. Well then, but you understand what I'm doing, that this lifetime of hero description, I need to bind it to the above somehow. I need to say that this exists so long as this exists. And so I just don't know what I have to do, because this is not a reference, this is owned. This is owned here. And if I get rid of the reference here, it says, well, it has to have a lifetime. So it has to have a lifetime. I just don't know what lifetime it has to have. Somewhere I have to give it a lifetime. Okay, I got that so far. But this is my option here. I can't declare it on Wimpy. Why is it... Is there an example here anywhere? Please, one example somewhere online. Lifetime struct, some example. It goes in the impool, or let's read this. So you have to do, I don't know. No. Let's go back to hero description. This can just be an answer, anything. Do I have to do this for every fucking one now? Do I really have to type this in every single one of these stupid things? This is stupid. I'm sorry, that's just stupid. This is ugly and stupid. Whatever. is only P. Sorry I'm getting quiet. I mean, this is extremely demotivating. I've never made so little progress on a language before. Yeah, I can fix that. I mean, I've never had such huge just problems with the language before. First round. And this is a vector of hero description. Hero ID, this is a reference. Oh, now hero description does not last long enough. Come on! It does, it's right here. It's part of the same structure. And it's owned by that structure, and it has the same thing. How do I do this? How do I mark this stuff correctly? I want to go back to my bots. I don't want to be fighting Rust the whole time. I need an anti-Rust superhero, a Rust remover. How on earth can I get this? I don't know what I want. I really don't know, but that's what we just tried before and it complained. So if I give this a lifetime as well, it's just going to complain further down right here. Let's give it a reference to it because it doesn't. It doesn't live long enough, and that's because it doesn't belong to the structure yet. Can I just stick references on here at random? No. How do I tell this that it belongs to it? And I shouldn't need the reference because it belongs to it, and it knows it belongs to it. And I don't know. I just don't know. I'm going to fight for a few more minutes and then go find something else to do with my life. It's not helping. Rust move item lifetime into struct. Oh, -1, amazing. Good old Stack Overflow. That's not helping me. Make combined thing. try random shit. There might just be no way to do it. S.hero description does not live long enough. Well, it should. Let's go back to cargo then. Value moved here. That's in Wimpy. I want smash. Smash. Borrowed value does... No, where's my smash reference? This output's not helpful. Did I do clear? Clear. Where's my output? Borrowed value does not last long enough. But it's part of S. It's owned by S, and this is owned by S. I don't know. I don't know how to do what I want. How the hell can I do this? How can I convert from an owned thing into something owned by the structure? This is owned by the structure. How do I say it's owned by it? Rust struct owns property. Struct that owns data and a reference to it. Yeah, this is what I want. How to initialize struct fields which reference each other. Yeah, whatever this is. The hell is he saying? Is he basically saying you can't do it? Well, let's do this then. Let's do this. Say H. That appeared to work. Whether this makes any sense, it's sane, or a good language or not is an entirely different question. Can I stick this directly inside here now? I can. Okay. Oh, and now it doesn't accept clone. Come on. Piss off. That's ref. How do I take a reference to a clone? I don't want a reference. I just want a lifetime. I don't know how to do this. I just don't know how to do this. I'm giving up for the day. I can't handle this. I'm tired of this. I'm going to go ask in the forum, but I'm tired of being unable to create a basic structure in Rust. And I mean, if you're going to write a language, come on, write a reference that says how to do these basic things. It's a very basic thing that you want to reference stuff and posits. So I'm giving up today. I'm totally frustrated. We've made no progress on the bots whatsoever. I've been fighting with Rust the entire time. I've learned nothing new about it. And so I give up today. I thank you for watching anyways, but I'm totally frustrated. I don't think I can accomplish any more today. I'm going to go ask in the forum, and I don't know what to do if we can't help it. But tomorrow I'll be doing the Fuse stream. I'll be doing, that's JavaScript and UI programming. And yeah, evening Python, it's going to become soon. Evening something else, but I'm totally frustrated. So I'm going to go do something else and ask in the forum. But maybe I won't get back to this tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, if not Thursday, and we'll just have to see how the bots do. And then tomorrow I'll be doing Fuse. So nice graphics programming in a sensible language like JavaScript, and I thought I'd never have to say that about JavaScript in my life, because JavaScript's a horrible language, but at least it lets you create structures. So before I keep even saying more negative things about Rust, I'm going to say good evening, and sorry we didn't make any progress on it tonight. We didn't make any progress on anything, but I got to get an answer to that, and we'll talk to you later. See you again.